Hey y'all, welcome back to In the Kitchen with Baker Girl. Today I am trying my hand at making the new viral doner recipe. So I'm starting off with 1 pound of Wagyu beef and 1 pound of venison. You can use whatever combination you like. Wagyu is a little richer, a little fattier. I am adding in a grated onion. You do need to grate the onion. Please don't chop it. Some Greek yogurt and some mustard and tomato paste. These things combined will make your meat more tender. Now, I have smoked paprika, za'atar, onion powder, turmeric, black pepper, garlic powder, oregano, and chipotle powder. Add all of those in with your meat mixture. Of course, you can use any combination of spices you like. Adding in some pink Himalayan salt, and of course, my chicken bouillon. If you know, you know. And you do want to kind of be generous. And because I want this to have a little bit of a smokiness, I am adding some liquid smoke. Put those gloves on, sisters. No need to abuse your hands. Just put those gloves on and save your fingers. Now, give this a really good mix. And by the way, tell me you're a baker without telling me you're a baker. Look at how I knead that meat mixture. Now, when it looks all nice and finely blended, take a piece of parchment paper and you want to scoop out a small portion of meat, smaller than you think, because we are going to roll this between 2 pieces of parchment paper. I'm actually incidentally using a fondant roller, not a wood rolling pin, because the fondant roller is plastic and it rolls it a lot smoother than the wood one would. Now, remove the top piece of parchment, and as you can see, that little bit of meat has become this very thin sheet of meat. Now, fold the paper together, just like you're folding, a piece of paper over and over and over and over, and set that aside. Repeat with the remaining meat mixture until you have as many sheets of meat as your recipe allows. 2 pounds made quite a bit for me, so we had plenty and plenty for another time. Now, in the meanwhile, make sure you preheat your oven to 400 degrees. This cooks extremely quickly. By the way, you can freeze some of these raw like this if you want to. You don't have to cook them. You can freeze them and then just thaw them out and pop them in the oven when you're ready. But they bake at around 15, 17 minutes. So it's like a speedy dinner in no time. So whatever you want doner, you have it. Now put them on a baking sheet into the 400 degree oven. She goes to bake for around 15, 17 minutes. Please don't overbake them. They cook faster than you think. And now, of course, take them out of the oven, and they're going to have quite a bit of mixture in it. So drain that off, but do not waste that delicious cooking juices. When you remove the meat from the paper, you can toss the meat in this rich juice to keep it nice and moist. And I did pass the juices, I passed it through a fat separator because Wagyu beef is quite fatty. You don't want all of that fat in your food. So just put it through a fat separator and remove the excess fat off of your meat. It helps to keep the meat tender when it's cooking, but clearly you don't want to eat all of that. Now, remove the parchment paper from each one. This smells so good. Thank you, Jesus. It smells so good. I'm not one for trying out viral recipes. I really don't bother. I prefer to cook something when I want to and not when the internet is screaming, this is the latest. But this looks so easy, I had to try it out. By the way, I have done this with chicken. The chicken is easier to roll than the beef. The beef or whatever type of, you could do turkey by all means. You could do elk. You could do bison. That would be fantastic. But look at the thin sheets of meat that you get. That's why you want to roll it so thinly. And it is, I don't really need to say this, but it is super yummy and super delicious, and it freezes very well. It's made quite a bit of meat. Now, I decided to go ahead and make some sandwiches out of it because why not? So I'm making my own kind of like mock roast beef sauce. So I have some ketchup, some barbecue sauce, some horseradish, and some black pepper. That kind of add a nice little balance to it. I have some kimchi. And I'm going to add a little bit of kimchi in, some of that homemade barbecue sauce. And I added in some alfalfa sprouts. Pack that delicious doner meat in. And if you've ever made traditional doner, you know it is nowhere near as simple as this is. And there are many different ways to make it. But this is the new way of making it. And I think it is really the best way to do it. Way better than the traditional. So you see, you can learn something new off the internet. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you give it a try. You should give this a try, by the way, because this is so simple and so easy. It really is too simple to pass up. I mean, ground meat and some spices and whatnot, and in about 30 minutes, you have a delicious homemade dinner. I did try it in a wrap just to see how it would work. With the pita or with the wrap. I tried with the wrap. I prefer the wrap to the pita. But I hope you will give this a try. Yes, it's viral. Yes, it's trendy and all of those things. But this is something that will stick around in your kitchen for quite some time. Give the video a thumbs up, like, and subscribe for more.